Hi, Dan here, hope you're doing really well. I want to show you something that I've been practicing over the last few days. I absolutely love. I think it's really cool. So what I did, I just got 4 chords and I just played them on the keyboard, but I just want to show you how you might, I'll start off by showing you how you might put this into a looping pedal. If you've got one, just stick this into the looper and you can solo around. I'm going to show you some modes, a couple of soloing ideas, and a really easy way to navigate this chord progression. So what we have, we've got 4 chords, and use this shape if you're playing this into your looper. So I've got all the same chords. Now I was listening to Havana by Weather Report, and it's just all Lydian stuff, and it's just beautiful. And that sound of the Lydian mode is my favorite. I really like it. It's got this kind of mystical, celestial quality, and it's used a lot in film music, and I think it's beautiful. So I'm using this shape, 5th fret, E string. So this is A. I've got a 5 string here, so try and ignore that. But I've got my first finger on the 5th fret, and then I've got 2nd and 3rd fingers on the 6th fret of the D and the G. So we've got a root, we've got a major 7th, a 10th, which is the 3rd up the octave. You can use your thumb, index and middle just to get a bit of rhythm going. Now all it's doing here, we're just taking that chord and moving it up 3 frets. 1, 2, 3. So that's to C major 7. So that's just up a minor 3rd. Then go down a semitone. The same shape. So this is B major 7. And then up a major 3rd. So the first 2, it's basically like a minor 3rd, and then another minor 3rd, except it's a semitone down. So you'll see the pattern. Play it one more time. So A to C, A major 7 to C major 7. Now, I just wanted to write something that I could practice soloing over and just something that's got that loads of that Lydian. So sometimes when you compose, you can create chord progressions that come from one key. This is 4 different tonal centers. So again, that's not something I do a lot of, so I wanted to have a little bit of practice of trying to make solo lines that link together without the common bass player thing of playing the mode or scale, you know, from the root and having to go to the root each time. Before we move on, I'll show you. So this is a Lydian mode. This is the scale that goes with each of these chords, and it's the same shape throughout. So go to the 5th fret of the E string, so starting with my 2nd finger. It's basically exactly the same as a major scale with a sharpened 4. So this is a major scale. And you really should know that. You just walk up to the 4th note, make that go up 1 fret. You've got this Lydian mode, okay? That's one way of practicing it. Just play the chord progression, the chord that I showed you. And just play some notes. You'll quickly get the flavor of this mode. So I'm going to show you one more thing before I put the backing track on and show you a few little ideas that I want you to work on that you can use to practice arpeggios, solos, all kinds of things. Now here's the thing. To avoid having to go, okay, we're moving to C, so now I've got to move up 3 frets and start from there. I found this really cool thing that I wanted to show you. So you've got your A Lydian. Instead of moving to C and playing a C Lydian, you can stay on the A root and play an A Dorian mode. If the language I'm using now is just completely alien to you, I've got a couple of videos that explain modes. Basically, an A Dorian mode and a C Lydian mode, they contain the same notes. So the idea behind what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to minimize any movement that I have to do. So I can just do a Lydian. And while staying in this position, the notes of the C Lydian here happen to be this A Dorian mode. Let me show you it. So it's just, I'm going 5th fret to 7th fret of the E string. And then I'm going fret 3, 5, 7 on the A string. Fingers 1, 2, and 4. And then frets 4, 5, and 7 on the D string. They're exactly the same notes as the C Lydian mode. So in the A major 7 to C major 7 section, you can be playing the A Lydian first. And just stay right there when it goes to the C major 7. That way you actually avoid jumping to the root, which is quite a common thing to do if you're a bass player, because you're used to jumping to root notes, right? So this breaks you out of that. And then the cool thing is when we go from the B major 7 to the D major 7 section, you just do the same thing, but just go 2 frets higher. So you start on the B, 2 frets higher from the A. You got that Lydian, then you go to the Dorian. So let me just show you that. I'll spell it out really obviously. So here's the B. The Dorian. If you play scales up and down like that, it won't sound like a solo. So just a few soloing tips. Rhythms. Think rhythms and phrases. When you talk, you talk and you in sentences, and you leave time for breaths, time for gaps, and that's what you need to do when you solo. Just think in those terms. Arpeggios or chord tones are also very important to think about. So I was doing a lot of stuff up here. So 12th fret of the A string. We've got the same mode. All I'm doing there is just an arpeggio. I'm going root, 3rd, 5th, 7th, continue to the 9th. That outlines the chord really beautifully. And then you can do the same thing. I'm just doing A minor 7. Remember, staying on that same root, going to Dorian. That's a minor mode. You've got a root, flat 3rd, 5th, flat 7. Then I'm just doing the same thing, just a tone up. Now, one thing I did in the intro, I don't know if I'm going to edit this video later. I don't know if this bit's going to make the cut. I'll see if I can find it. I just outlined the Lydian quality. What I mean by that is, so you've got, it really is that sharp 4 that makes it have this tonal quality to it. So what I did is I literally did just go to every root, just outlining that. Let me see if I can jump in and show you. Okay, so I was just basically doing a root, the sharp 4 to the 5th. I'm not thinking in those terms. You find these things as you practice. You hear things that you like. Another thing I really liked, I found that little melody that I love. So you've got, there's your root, there's the A, just a major 7th, and you know, I wasn't thinking this, but this is what it is. Major 7th to a major 6th, 3rd, and that just sounded lovely. Then when it went to the C, just as I was practicing, that was sort of I was gravitating towards that melody. And really, I'm just giving you a little insight into something that I was practicing this week and things that I might be thinking. Really, the challenge for me with this is just to make it sound musical. And how do you do that? Note selection is important. So I have the option of, you know, staying on that root and going from that Lydian to the Dorian shape. That worked very nicely for me. And then I have the option of playing the mode over each time I move to a different chord. I can play, it's the same mode though, it's that Lydian. So that's what I was thinking. I was thinking chord turn. And after about probably 10 minutes of playing, I found that little melody there. So if I was writing a piece of music, that little thing there, that sounds good to me. This sort of sounds a little bit like I don't know, like a film score or something like that. So, you know, I don't know if you'd be able to work this into, you know, maybe you will, into some of your music, but I do a lot of things which is quite meat and potatoes, rock, pop and that kind of thing. And I just want to break out of that a little bit, especially in practice. Just get my brain thinking, get my fingers used to something different, get my ears latched onto something different. And that's it really. So I'll put a link to the backing track. I'll make it 5 minutes so that you can just, you might want to loop it a few times. For this intro, I recorded for 20 minutes. And I love this mode so much that I just can keep playing this. And the more you do it, the more you'll find ways to connect up the chords in a musical way, and that's what you want. So thanks very much for watching. If you have got any questions based on this, you know, about modes or soloing, I do have a few videos that go into some of these things in a bit more depth. So do go to the link. I'll also put links to the other lessons. And by the way, whilst you're there at my site, onlinebasscourses.com, there's a bunch of free stuff under free tools. Scroll down there, you'll see a lot of other things. There's a bunch of free lessons. And also, if you sign up to my email, into my newsletter, I've got a free book there for you that you can have as well. And do that. I send like a weekly email about stuff that I'm doing, any kind of books or cool products that I'm doing, but mostly it's free lessons. So head over there, check out the backing track. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe and leave any questions you want below. I'll get back to all of them. Have a great day. See you next time.